Good afternoon, guys. Dr. Ken Nordberg. One other thing I wanted to mention is that, every time we go out in the morning in the dark to a stand site, we move steady, like I talked about in all the reasons, non-stop to our stand site. And a lot of guys have written letters and they couldn't imagine how we get away with getting there without deer in the immediate area knowing it, or without alarming them. And I usually answer, well, of course, if you don't know how to do it, you're going to alarm deer in the area around your stand site, going there in the dark. But if you do it right, and if your stand site's in the right place, and you have really good approach cover getting there, and things like that, the wind is proper, and you walk properly, all those things, you can get there most of the time without alarming deer within 50 yards. But not, it isn't 100%, but I would say 90% at least. Now, one of the things we do, there are places where our approach cover isn't ideal. Stand site we like to use is a little bit over that way a little bit, where the intervening cover isn't really heavy. And you can go there in the dark. Deer can see in the dark as well as they can by day, and if you go across an opening or climb a tree without cover around you, they're going to see that movement and, oh, there's a human, and that's the end of that stand site for that morning. So we want really good approach cover, but we've got a few spots where we do what we call stop short hunting. And we get as close as we can to that stand site, and see, maybe it's over there just a little ways, maybe 10, 20 steps away. But doggone, it's kind of open around here, and if there are deer feeding out there in that feeding area out here in front, if they're close, they're probably going to see you going across that little opening. And I want you to think about that too when you're climbing a tree to go to the tree stand. If your body is easily spotted going up that tree, that's just as bad. Well, so what we do is stop short. Now we've got a number of stand sites we've used over the years, and we added one this year, where we get to the point where you have good cover right up to here, but this is a little bit open over this way. And kind of fearful of going across that without making sure there's no deer over here. And we call those stop short sites, and I mark them with 3 fluorescent tacks. You hit those 3 tacks, it might be a triangle or 2 or 3 vertical, but they're close to the ground always, because when you get close to where you're going to hunt, your flashlight can't be shining all around up here somewhere. It's got to be down close to the ground. So you get to that, we stop short and wait for first light. Be very still there, and starting to get light. Now you can see out there. You don't hear any twigs snapping. You don't hear any hoofbeats, a deer jumping over a log or something. You're watching and watching, and it's getting light. Maybe it's full light now, but nothing there. So as soon as you think, oh, there's no deer, they're going to see me here, go across that. Then we do it. Then we tiptoe across to the stand site and sit down. So that's paid off so many times. I did that with I got an 8-point buck one year that had walked right past my ground level stand site at the edge of an opening, a clear cut out there. And I had to stop short, and I waited there, about 20 minutes, and watching and listening, and didn't see a darn thing out there in that opening beyond it. I couldn't see everything because there were trees here, but not really heavy like where I was sitting or waiting. So anyway, sometimes I just sit down and wait, and listen and watch. And finally I said, well, it looks good. So, and I tiptoed over to that stand site and sat down. As soon as I sat down, I noticed there's a fawn and a doe, but they were about 150 yards away on the other side of a clear cut, way over there on that side. And then there was another deer further up there, and I couldn't see if it was a buck or a doe. Then I heard a twig snap right down in front of me. And I looked, 8-point buck right there, that close. But you know, the hill on the other side of my stand, there was kind of a embankment there, and so he couldn't see me and I couldn't see him, and I made it to that stand site without him realizing, and I was near. Maybe he was facing the other way when I did it. That was a little bit luck there, but I got there and hear that right there, about 10 yards at the most away. Bunch of red osiers growing there, and he was eating those. And one shot, down he went. But stopping short, that's a good thing, and that's the reason why you do it, so keep that in mind. Hey guys, we're blazing and we're creating a new trail following deer trails to get quite a ways from here, long trail ahead of us. But we're going around an old clear cut here, and down below here is all kinds of browse that deer feed there. About 300 yards that way is where I saw that big buck last year that I was hunting in this area. But to go from this point to a good, really great stand site down closer to the edge here in the morning, in the dark, to just go right through from here would be a mistake, because it'd be so visible right here in the middle. And yet that's such a good spot. So places like this, we have them all over this country. Not all over, but several different areas of the country. We make this a stop short site. Stop here and in the dark, wait till it gets light, listen and watch, and you start to see if you can see any deer moving around out there through these bigger trees here. There, down this way, see any motions at all before you move forward. Because if there's deer there and you just go through here in the dark, you're gonna frighten them away. They're gonna see you for sure. There isn't good stand site approach cover all the way to that spot. So we call these stop short sites, and I usually mark them with 3 tacks. That tells you this is a place to stop short and wait till it gets a little bit light before you move on, after you've made sure that there's no deer in the immediate area. This would be a place too where you wouldn't use a flashlight beyond this point. All good heavy cover behind us to get here. You could use it keeping it pointed at the ground all the way. But when you get to this spot, from there on, no flashlight. Okay, now before you click, be sure to subscribe, guys. I really wish you would. It's for you in a way. You'll be told when my next YouTube hunting seminar is available. You'll be one of the first ones to see them. But more important is for me. It's important to my future as a YouTube seminar speaker. And also, click that thumbs up button if you enjoyed what you learned today, and I can't imagine you wouldn't, because you learned a few new things today. So, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you again soon. Be sure to visit my website. Here's the link. Here you'll find links to my blog posts, my Twitter account, my YouTube account, my Amazon store with links to my ebooks, my son's eBay store, a money saver if you're ordering from Canada or other countries, my website bookstore, and much more.